I have a problem with consistency. My ADHD brain, I go like, okay, I'm focusing on this. And then all of a sudden I get busy. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh no, this process that I told myself I'd do every day, I forgot doing it. You know what I mean? Like consistency on everything. So I know what my weakness is. So when I'm having an interview with someone, I'm talking to them and I ask about their weaknesses, I want to see what their weakness. I want them to tell me that they know what their weaknesses are. If they don't know what their weaknesses are and they think they're perfect, I don't even want you. Like, I don't want you at all. Like, you're always going to be learning and working on something, right?
So I Was in This House podcast is a proud partner of My Method AI. Does this sound like you? Not enough time in the day, under a sink, facing a furnace, losing customers because you can't get to the phone in time, too many estimates to follow up with, and not enough time to get to them? My Method AI has solved this problem with their specialized AI employees who will book the call, follow up on the estimate, chat, and answer the phone 24/7, 365. Some companies have even seen as much as a 100% revenue lift after implementing. Not all AI automation companies are the same. My Method AI builds hyper-customized AI employees that are specifically tailored to your business with your processes, even down to the accent they speak in. So don't settle for an out-of-the-box canned solution. Book a demo today to see if My Method AI is a good fit for you. Visit mymethod.ai/inthishouse. That's mymethod.ai/inthishouse. My Method AI. We handle the busy work so you can do the real work. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to So I Was in This House podcast. My name is Everett. I am your host. We are going live. We're going live again. This is good. I was doing a lot of recorded episodes. So follow up from last week. Very cool. We had some winners of the veto bags. These were getting, if they're not already shipped out, those are getting shipped out. Big thank you to Ben Poole over at HVAC Tactical for ponying up another few bags. That was really, really gracious of him. And I'm very appreciative to know him and for him to be in my circle and to just be his friend. So very, very cool. Loved it. Had a really great time again at AHR, wearing actually my Cooper and Hunter AHR shirt from last year. But so very cool. We had some, like I said, we had some amazing winners last year, last week, and I'm very excited. So today we have a topic I am super excited about. Like, I'm so excited I can literally barely contain myself. That's how excited I am on this topic right here. And when Adam and I met last year at AHR, we like kind of tap danced and we never really got together to do this episode. And like, I could see myself doing this episode with Adam and just like knowing him for like a millisecond and like knowing that he's the kind of person that can have this conversation and it's going to be an incredible conversation. And I really hope whoever's live, great. If you're listening later, great. But if you're live, chime in, because I think this is such an incredible topic, especially for people who are, going into leadership, or they are, or they're in leadership and they're newly in leadership, or they went from the truck and now they're in the field. And I think this is a conversation that absolutely needs to be had. I'm so stoked that he brought it up as a conversation. So, Adam, who the hell are you, man? And why are you on my show?
My name's Adam Gordon. I run Gordonbot Plumbing. I'm also the director of Orella Group here in Ontario. I run a business that does mostly the Golden Horseshoe, which is all the way around Lake Ontario. I run the Toronto. So I started the plumbing division about 5 years ago. We are a general contractor as well, though. So we do everything, waterproofing and general contracting. So it's a quite large business. I just run the plumbing portion of it.
Okay. So Adam, and talk about, like, you're obviously like I hate to use this word, right? It's like so weird. Like, you're an influencer. You're an influencer.
Content creator.
You're a content creator in the
Yeah.
in the which apparently I am, which I didn't even know that. I didn't even want to be, and here I am.
Yeah.
And so, but I mean, and it's the like the drug that never gives up. You just got to keep feeding the addiction, and
Well,
that's it.
to be honest, from the beginning, like I was on Instagram before. I was in marketing and stuff. I worked for New Era, but I got into plumbing and I hated it. So I found Instagram so I could find other people that did it. And that's what made me fall in love with plumbing, like reaching out to the people that are online and learning from them. And there's a lot of influencers that are out there that like shaped who I am as a plumber. Just from like, I've been on Instagram for over 10 years now, as long as I've been doing plumbing. And I started from a first year apprentice to where I'm at now. And like, man, influencers, they don't like to be called that, but they started it. So,
okay. So yeah, by the way, for a better viewing, we're such kind of on TikTok here, but kind of not. So anybody that's on TikTok, go to YouTube and then you can see so 10 years on Insta and you've got some incredible stuff. Obviously you've got sponsors and things that you do, and you do a lot of creation. But now how long? So let's just like go right into it. You got out. How long have you been out of the truck for? Well, let's put it this way: you're never truly out of the truck, right? Like you're still
no.
Yeah.
So to be honest, this year has been the first year that I've really not stepped foot in the field. I hired a lead plumber, man. And it's the best thing I ever did, because as we get into this conversation, we'll understand why I had to hire that person that's on the tools, because it just helps you build a business even more. Right.
Yeah. And so how many total guys do you currently like?
There's 6 of us.
There's six. Okay. So not an enormous organization, but you've got 6. And, so what do you think have been the challenges so far of stepping into this, role, and what's under your collar,
I mean, I went from being a plumber, like I went from being an apprentice, I got my license, and then I went right into like trying to run a business. And it was me in a pickup truck. I had financial backing, saying like, here's a contract, here's a truck, go make it work. And I had to go from that to hiring my first employee, to hiring 3 employees, and then managing them. And I had to shift from teaching them techniques to teaching them judgment, right? Like you had to go from teaching them how to do something properly to how to make the right decision in the field. You know what I mean? It's difficult, man. It was like starting a whole new apprenticeship altogether. It was a leadership apprenticeship. And I'm still in it. I'm not a journeyman, not at all.
This is something that a lot of people have a hard time with. They think that because they're good in the field, right, that means that they'll be good managers or they'll be good leaders. And that's not the way. It's not the way that it works. You can't. No. It's another skill set. And I'll go one even further. And this is like, so just because you're a good trainer doesn't mean you're good at managing people. And like it's the oddest thing where like sometimes the best producers can make some of the best managers, but sometimes the best managers aren't necessarily the best producers in the field, the best guys in the field. They're just the best with people. And this is something that a lot of businesses have a hard time dealing with, and you're doing it like on your own, like it's your company, it's your dollar, it's your money on the line, right? It's your reputation.
Well, I think it's funny. There's stuff online that I sell the business like it's my own business because I started it. It's not my business, but I run the department, right? So like I treat it like my own. I mean, if I don't make money one month, that's on me. You know what I mean? Like it's hard. So yeah, I just wanted to say that because there's so many people online like, you're not a business owner. I know there's an owner. I'm like, no, I run the department. This is my department. I had everything to do with building it from the ground up. So it's definitely stressful, man. It's a lot of stress and making the right decision, right? Making the right decisions.
So Okay, and so is the ownership putting you through some sort of like, have you had the ability, or even on your own, have you done any sort of like reading or listening, like personal development and whatnot on leadership?
Every day, man.
Yeah.
Audiobooks. I live in Southern Ontario. I drive like 3-4 hours a day. So I've now switched my mindset from being the best plumber to being the best leader. So I'm trying to listen to different audiobooks. I'm listening to Andy Frisella on like how he started his business and how to be a good leader. Understanding people's personalities. There's a book out there. I'm really bad with remembering things, but there's a book about, there's 4 colors, and everybody's personality is a different color.
That's the same as DISC, right? DISC. It's the same concept. Yeah. Like what's their dominant. Yeah.
It's hard. You have to understand people's personalities too, because you're dealing with different people's personalities and their skill sets. Like have one guy this one guy, he does not complain. He does every job he does. I'll throw him in a pit. He doesn't care, but he's the dirtiest tech I have. His truck is filthy. It drives me nuts.
Oh, wow.
So unorganized, but he is like, I could call him at midnight and he'll be like, yep, let's go.
So there's a method. It's actually called, so you're doing the things with colors. So there's, culture index, predictive index. There's actually one that my favorite, and I've used it with a bunch of teams, and it's called Clifton Strengths Finder. It's amazing. Here's what it is. Mm-hmm. Your personality is chopped up into about 35 sections of your personality. Okay. Yeah. So essentially what the concept here is, and I've gone through the classroom work. So listen to this. So what it does is it ranks your strengths from the most strong of what you are down to the least strong. Okay. Yeah. So now what a lot of poor leaders might actually do, or what a lot of poor organizations might actually do, is they might say, well, you've got to bring up the rank. You've got to be better at blah, 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 blah. But there are certain people that it will not work for them to be strong at that. So what is the solution? So when you do the test, it's $40, by the way, for the top 5, and you could pay like, I don't know, $80 to get like the whole top 37. It's amazing. And so what it does is it gives you your top 5. And I've taken this a bunch of times, and like my top 7 are always usually the same. But the key here is like saying, if I had a team that was taking these, I could say, Adam's really, really good at one of the things that I'm really good at is maximizing. Yeah. I'm good at taking little things and just getting the most out of it, right? Squeezing the juice out. So I would say, or for instance, somebody who like is strategic in nature, you would say, how can I play into this person's strengths so that they produce the most and I can be the best leader that I can be because I understand how they function in the field. And then you're like, well, this person's really not good at, like, there could be certain things, for instance, where like my blind spots might be in some I'm not a very patient person. So then it says like, okay, how do you feed into this person that's not patient, wants results immediately, is super driven, super opinionated? Like, how do you work with this person? And it'll give you like kind of like guideline instructions on how to do that. So
it's funny you say that, because I literally have a tech like that where he's very like, I want this and I want that, and he's very driven. He wants it now and this and that, and it's difficult, man. You end up like weaving around, and I have long conversations with him. But I'm getting to a point now where like I'm not on the tools, and like a lot of techs earn respect because they know that you'll go out there and do it with them, right? But you get to a point in the business where you can't go out and do it with it because it's a detriment to the business. So now I had to hire a lead plumber. Now I have to teach that lead plumber to be the leader I was when I was on the tools, and make him show them that he'll go out and do it. And I have to step back and be a leader for him so he could be a leader for something. Like, it's like,
you got to follow that chain of command. And you know what? I had this manager back in the day, and when my buddy first started managing, he was the first one of us to start managing, right? We have a whole group of us that were in HVAC. And his boss became a mentor of mine, really. He was like, so one of the guys was calling him from the road, and we were all doing like quotes for replacement units, a lot of manual, like load calculations, like a lot of it was sales, right? So And he was like, don't answer the phone. He's like, no, he's calling me. He's probably don't answer the phone.
Yeah.
Let him sweat for a little bit. Let him see if he can figure it out. And then, your job is to enable him, not to be his crutch. Your job is to enable him to make the decisions to be better, not necessarily to be. Yeah. So
a story about that. Sorry to cut you off, but my journeyman, my journeyman went through like 10, 11 apprentices. Like he was like real rough. And I would call him with a problem. And I used to work on hydronic systems. This is where I move into the HVAC side of things, like 100-year-old schools. And I'd be like, it's doing this, it's doing that. I don't know what's going on. He's like, so what do you think it is? How do you think you're going to fix it? And I'm like, I don't know. That's why I'm calling you. And he'd hang up the phone. And he's like, I will not give you the answer until you give me a few solutions that you think. And then I'll say, why don't you try this, this, and this?
Yeah.
Like,
don't
you
come,
have to
you're
have
gonna come with
solutions.
You're going to come with problems. You got to come with solutions. Yeah.
1,000%. Hey, I think this is the right thing to do. What do you think? And he goes, I think that's a good analysis, but I've been in this before. Try this. You know what I mean? It's like, that's hard.
How do you deal with it in a world where everybody wants the answers right away? Everybody wants the answers immediately. Everybody wants everything, and lickety split. Like nobody wants to put the work in to get it because things have become, dude, AI is changing the game. I talked to a company yesterday that you will be able to diagnose an actual air conditioning unit by speaking words into this app, and it will tell you what's wrong with it.
I know people that are already building a GPT for boiler maintenance and boiler troubleshooting, where you type in what's going on with that specific boiler and you say, this is what's going on, and it'll tell you step by step how to fix it.
So that's not like, that's here. That's not even like coming down the pike. Like that's here. But then it goes to shit. Then it's like, okay, we're allowing, we are allowing, the robots basically to make all the decisions, to figure out what is what, and is it flawless? Maybe it's flawless. Maybe it's not flawless. Brett is in the audience here. He says, do you listen to any audiobooks written by Marines? Leadership is drilled in the Marines. So I imagine there's some good books out there from the Marines. Well, no, but I did read a book called Extreme Ownership with Jocko Willink, who was a Navy SEAL. He was like
Jocko, I read that one. He's fantastic. He's amazing.
Well, that book makes it easy because it makes it easy to know whose fault it is if the team fucks up. Yeah. Adam, it's your fucking fault.
Yeah.
Like it comes down. He told there's a story in that book. There's a story in that book where, indulge me here for a second here. Okay. They're like going to take out these like, insurgents or whatever it is, right? It's like Taliban, like they're in Iraq. No, they're in Afghanistan. They're like, okay, this is the building. This is the building that we have to take out. It was like they have the whole area. It was like Ramadi. Okay, so it's like they have the buildings all numbered out. Long story short, they're like, we got to take it out. We see him. We got to get him. We got to get him. And he's like, are you sure? Are you sure? Yeah, we got to get him. We got to take him out. We got to take him out. And they paused for a second and they were like, okay. And then he goes, wait a minute. Hold on. Don't attack. Don't attack. This is like literally they're about to take out all these people. It turns out that last check, they were friendly. They were about to kill all their own people. They messed up the two buildings. There was one building with all the bad guys and one building with all the American soldiers, and they were literally about to take out all the American soldiers. But the point of that chapter in the book, I don't know, you read? Is that the book?
Yeah,
you read?
I did. I did, but I'm like, I have to read things over and over and over again. But I remember Jocko's.
That stayed with me because he quite literally said like, like it's almost like measure twice, cut once. Like he was like, let's do this again, right? Let's just check one more time to double check. And I think in this field, dude, we don't do it enough, man. Like plumbing,
I do it.
HVAC.
I think I do it too much.
Really?
I find myself blaming myself for a lot of things. My tech makes a mistake and I go, man, how could I have prepared him more? How can I have coached him more? How can I have done this? How can I have done that? And like, I have, things are getting a little negative in the team or something like that about a certain job or whatever. And I'm like, am I the point? Did I talk negative to them? Did I create this? Like, I'm always second guessing myself, which I know that's a great aspect of being a leader where you take fault for a lot of things and you put it on your shoulders. But sometimes I have to like, be like, no, these guys messed up. Like, I need to give them hell. Like, I don't give them hell enough. It's tough, man. It's hard to do that stuff.
Well, the fact that you're thinking about it is like
Yeah.
really good. So I've been in the whole leadership game here, going from like being just a team lead, right? Like, and then my path was a little windy, but like probably close to darn near, 7 or 8 years of my like career.
Mhm.
And I got to tell people out there, man, like, I hate to say this, it's just like, I love leadership so much. Like, I love watching the light bulbs go off.
Mhm.
I love watching it all happen. But man, I could tell you like the stress of it all, you start thinking about like, when you were back in the field, or you start saying, oh, I didn't have, in order for a leader in an organization that he doesn't own, okay?
Yeah.
In order for a leader, like a manager, a service manager, a sales manager, okay, in order for them to be successful, the ownership, the management, the leadership in the building, they have to enable that leader. You cannot bring a leader in to do their job and then not give that leader the trust to go ahead and lead. So if
Yeah.
you have issues with actually establishing leadership because you're being inhibited to do so, it makes your job much more difficult because you might have the answers and then you're not enabled to actually make change. And that's where it becomes very tough. That's why management in general, like that middle to upper level management, when you're not that like sort of, sitting up in the C-level kind of situation, that's when it's very, very difficult. I know there's a lot of people that are going to listen to this. They know exactly what I'm talking about. They've experienced this before. It's tough. Middle management, all the service line managers.
I give my guys a lot of freedom to make decisions, and it's hard because I want them. They're in the field, dude. They have to make decisions like this. Like, hey, I'm running into a problem. I need to make this decision, right? So I give them that, but also you have to think like we're a young company. All the directors in the business are like 36, 34. The owner of the business is 38. He's never owned a business before. This is his first time being an owner. He's figuring it out. You know what I mean? So being able to have transparency through the entire business and me understand, like say to the guys, hey, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I'm going to figure it the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to make sure that I get this done right and I'm going to figure it out. And I need your guys' help to help me get through it. Like we're all in the same playing field. Everybody just needs to know what their job is. My job is to set my guys up, make sure that they have everything possible to be as efficient on the job as possible so that then they're doing their job, they have nothing to worry about, right? The proper tools and everything. So,
you know what, one of the tougher things in leadership is that a lot of guys that you're going to manage and a lot of other managers have accountability. It's one thing to show somebody, hey, this is what we have to do. This is how we have to get there. Here's our checks. Here's our process. It's another thing to go back and keep those people accountable. That in my personal opinion is by far and away the most difficult thing to do in all of management. It's the thing that gets, goes to the wayside. Because Adam, man, you could be like the most incredible plumber. You could have, like your crews are locked down, like everything's good. You've got everything good. But you know what? If you guys aren't, you show the guys how to do everything. And then if they don't do and they don't follow the procedures and everything else, well, guess what happens? Everything falls apart.
My biggest thing this year, to be honest, is operations, standard operating procedures, SOPs, and building procedures, because I've realized, dude, I get the stupidest calls for like the stupidest stuff that could easily be an SOP where it's like,
just follow the SOP.
This is how you do things. That's it. Like, and I've been building them over and over again. So it takes a lot more stress off my shoulders so I can focus on other things, right? Like we're trying to grow our construction division. Like we broke a mill this year. In 5 years, breaking a mill, which is fantastic for plumbing. You know what I mean? So I have goals and we grow towards them, and we grow as a team, and I'm forever a student. That's the biggest thing. I will always be humble, and I'll always be learning from somebody. Like I always have to learn.
That's so refreshing to hear, dude, because I never step out of the classroom. I'm always listening to something, and I love that other people that do that too. So a lot of guys like you that are doing that too. And there's a lot of guys that are like, they don't step foot in a class, they don't put the audiobooks on, they don't put the podcasts on, they're not learning. HVAC blogger says managing each technician's unique personality is also a challenge. It is, however, being malleable, okay, is a part of being a manager, right? So like understanding your strengths of your team, that makes an incredible manager, but that also means that you have to be malleable. You have to change somewhat, right? Yeah. Like you can't just be so rigid in what you do that you're going to lose people. And look, that may be the way you want to do it, right? You only want to attract people that are okay with your management style. But you're gonna lose potential people who could be high producing players. Again, my opinion. Like I said, managed teams now for almost a damn decade. Yeah. I just think you lose people at that point in time. I want to get wood floor Chuck. I love you, dude. Never stop learning. Guys, I am so grateful. I'm literally so grateful to the chat. I'm grateful. Sam Telly, he won the bag last week. We got a lot of people who won the bag last week from HVAC Tactical. And I'm just, it's going to amazing places.
Cooper & Hunter's new peak unit runs efficiently up to 19 SEER 2 with BTU capacity that ranges between 18 to 55,000 for indoor and outdoor units. Compared to a traditional gas furnace, Peak's revolutionary design is ready to step in without a hassle thanks to its adaptive multi-voltage. True high-performance hyper units provide a 100% heating output at -13 degrees. Looking inside the unit, the new M-Coil is highly efficient and provides a better airflow that reflects in a higher static pressure. Our Smart Kit is included, giving you access to control your device from the comfort of your phone. Peak stands for powerful, efficient, auto voltage detection, and quiet. To learn more, visit our website or talk to your local distributor. Cooper & Hunter, addicted to comfort.
I always find it amazing when I'm doing a live stream, when I throw the commercial on, I lose 10% of the audience. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. And it's like, people go up to the commercial, they go up to the, Sam Telly's got a lot of things to say here. He says,
dude, Sam Telly, I was going to say Sam Telly's one. I love this one. Because understanding your weakness.
Let me just read it. Let me just read it out. Always need to be flexible. Understanding your own weakness is invaluable, and needing to accept you can learn from someone without the same experience as you is a necessity. Yeah.
It's understanding your weakness is my biggest thing that I took from that, because I love that. I know what my weaknesses is. My weakness is consistency. I have a problem with consistency. My ADHD brain, I go okay, I'm focusing on this, and then all of a sudden I get busy, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh no, this process that I told myself I'd do every day, I forgot doing it. You know what I mean? Consistency on everything. So I know what my weakness is. So when I'm having an interview with someone, I'm talking to them and I ask about their weaknesses, I want to see what their weakness. I want them to tell me that they know what their weaknesses are. If they don't know what their weaknesses are and they think they're perfect, I don't even want you. I don't want you at all. You're always going to be learning and working on something, right? So
why do you think you're not? Why do you think you're not good with consistency?
Because a lot of little mundane tasks get pushed aside, and when you push those mundane tasks aside, they start piling up. So I actually started using Motion AI, my calendar scheduling app. So they have those little tasks. So I'm able to schedule all my days in, and then in my little blocks, all those things that I forget to do will remind me that I need to do them. And it's fantastic. Just checks and balance. Google reviews. I'm responsible for replying to Google reviews and putting them in, because I pay my guys for Google reviews. You get a review, you're getting paid $5 per review. You know what I mean? I want to incentivize my guys to do this stuff and talk about this stuff. But if I don't go back and do it, then my guys get mad, because they're like, yo, it's been 3 months. I haven't got paid for reviews, and I've got 5 reviews or 10 reviews. You know what I mean? So
you know what I got really good at is, and this is like super old school, man. And I know it's like, so obviously I have like, I have an app that like, like my reminders and my tasks and all this kind of stuff. Bro, I write that shit down. Like I have like a leather bound, I'm not even kidding you. Like I have like an old, like medieval looking, notebook that I just like write things in, and I open it up and I got the page right there. And it's like, I just want to, I go right, dude, get
yeah, go get it. $50 a review, Sam? Jeez, man.
It's a lot of money.
God
dude.
damn.
It's a lot of
$50 a review is insane. I thought $5 was a lot. That thing is medieval.
You like that? I gotta get
Thrones.
Yeah, it's Game of Thrones. I gotta get a new one because I have like each one of them. I have like so many of these over the years. They have like the different notebooks. They have like different like memories. They have like different. It seems so archaic, right? But you know what? When I see this is the thing. And then I'm going to talk to you people out there who are out in the field giving quotes to people. Okay. When you give a quote to someone, everything is digital these days, right? There's no manual copies. I am going to be the unpopular vote here. I'm going to be the unpopular one. I'm going to say, guess what? I bet you $1 bazillion that you're more effective leaving quotes and leaving a piece of paper behind than you are with not, because it's a physical reminder. And dude, people's houses these days are so sterile, right? Like newer generation, bro, go into an old person's house. They've got stuff everywhere on the walls, on the, go to grandma's house, man. She's got stuff hanging out all on the tabletops and everything, like little trinkets everywhere. And then you go to like a Gen Z or millennial's house, right? Bro, it's empty. It's empty. And I'm telling you,
my wife doesn't like things on the counter. She's like, no, I don't want the toaster on the counter. I'm like, why? We use it every day. Like, just leave it there.
Well, now when it comes to like that kind of stuff, the kitchen, I agree with now. And I fought her on this, but she's actually right. Like we put everything like below the, and I don't like love it because I'd rather it be out, but like it does look nicer and cleaner at least when, but the rest of the house, I mean, where's all the stuff? Nobody has stuff anymore.
Are you incentivizing all reviews are only positive reviews? To be honest, I have 295 reviews currently. 3 of them are negative reviews. One is, I think, from Instagram that we just got because I was making fun of the USA. I was trolling the USA winning gold. And I think someone
who won the hockey game?
I don't want to talk about this shit. I don't want to talk about it. I've been depressed for 2 days, buddy.
What a great win. And if you're American, I mean, it's incredible, but if you're Canadian, the looks on your guy's face to be second best, man. That was tough.
You guys, I'll give you guys your glory. It's your 3rd. Enjoy it. We have 9. Just so you guys know, we have 9. 9.
But you know what? Canada only has one sport. And then you can put baseball in there since you have the Toronto Blue Jays. But and I've heard actually that I haven't been to Toronto in a very long time, but Toronto actually apparently has a very good baseball scene. Apparently it's pretty big. I mean, you got to think we have one team for the entire country, but our entire country can fit into the state of California. It's the same in population. So you got to think about that. Our entire country is California. And also Canada has everybody lives within like 200 miles of the American border.
Oh yeah. I could spit on Buffalo. Like I'm so close to Buffalo. It's not even funny.
Well, we have a friend that's actually from Buffalo, and we actually we make fun of him and we're like, dude, you're Canadian. Like except he's a Sabres. Obviously he's a Sabres fan. He's a but
I don't understand that, man. Like I live it here. There's a lot of Sabres fans in Niagara Falls. But I don't know. I've always been a diehard Leafs fan. I played hockey last night. I play hockey every Monday night.
Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, I got a buddy who actually in his 40s now has now gone back to play hockey. He was a like collegiate prospect, and he never made it. But he went back in, and now he's, you know, who knows? He's gonna lose teeth. You have no idea.
It's fun, man. It's just nice to get out, have a few beers with the guys. Like last night, I got kicked out of the game. I got 3 roughing penalties, but we were having a good time. We were joking around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm a big boy. You've met me in person. I'm not small, so on skates, if you run into me, you fall down, right?
Dude,
so,
you're like what? You're like 6'5", 6'4"?
No, 6'3", 6'2", 250 pounds. So It's funny. I met Kruger for the first time. So I don't know if you know Kruger Construction. He's got like 3 million views, 3 million followers. I've known him since he's had like 10K. He's from Saskatchewan out this way. And so we finally met at AHR after 10 years of talking. And he was like, damn, man, like you are much bigger in person than you are on Instagram. So I like tower over him. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Do you ever in the trades, have you heard of Hook Marketing? Have you heard of this guy? Hook Marketing Agency. He's really good at social media.
Yeah.
And he does anyway. So I met him in person for the first time. I was even on his podcast like last year. He interviewed like a bunch of and dude, he was like 7 feet tall. I was like, holy moly, dude. Yeah, like it's so funny how many people you like know, like from just being in our trades world and meeting people from, you know, different.
It's good though. Like when it comes to like, if we go back to like the leadership kind of thing, like I started in the trades and I found my passion by following Eric Ani and like PB Plumber and these plumbers that have been doing it for years. And like, they gave me the inspiration to get into certain things. Right. And then I start running a team and running a business and doing this stuff. And then I start talking to other plumbers and other HVAC guys and other just blue collar workers that run businesses. And I become close with them and kind of pick their brains on how they run them, how they do leadership stuff. Like, I've even learned from you already. I want to pick your brain about that. What did you say? It was Click or Clack or what? The book
Clifton Strengths. Oh,
yeah. Because I was talking about the colors. You said it's the same thing.
Oh yeah. No, I think so. And actually, interesting. The way it was taught to me was Canada does hurling well, by the way.
Curling.
Curling. Actually, it's data driven. So they've done this like 2 or 3 million times, and so they view it as a very data. Because the people that put it together are the same people that do, you know, the Gallup polls. You ever seen Gallup as a very big polling organization? Well, they're a data company. That's what they do. So they've done it a whole bunch of times. I took a whole like thing with this like trainer on it. It was really, really cool.
Well, see, this is the thing. You probably have people that push you into these training courses. Like we haven't. We've just like
you gotta push yourself,
figure it out, and that's another big thing, man. Like when you don't have someone pushing you and you're at the top. How do you stay driven? Like I've caught myself getting stale. And like the one thing that I love saying is consistent discomfort creates consistent growth. I think that, and I always love thinking about that. And I have to put myself in uncomfortable positions so that I'm consistently growing. Because if I stay comfortable, I'm stalled. There's nothing. Everything like goes out the window.
Get comfortable being uncomfortable. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of people that like to stay in the nice comfy spot that they feel, and they'll never grow because it's like you have to feel sort of cramped inside your shell to actually shed your shell. There's a really cool video. It was like a rabbi, and he went on there. He was talking about this lobster, and he was like, lobsters shed their shells, and there's like a hormone that's like released in their body that lets them know, oh, it's getting kind of tight in here. Well, like scientists like took away that ability for it to know, and like it just didn't know, and it died inside of its shell because it didn't know it was time. It had to feel that discomfort in order to actually shed the shell, the big lobster shell.
It's crazy. It's wild. I same thing with my guys. Like I take it from Jocko because Jocko is like, it always says someone says they had a bad day and he's like, good. And my guys will call me and be like, man, I was like, how's your day? And they're like, man, that was shit. I was dealing with this customer. I was dealing with that customer, this and that. And I'm like, good. Like this day was bad and it was hard for you. It means you learned something. These are good days. These are the great days. You know what I mean?
I've shown that to every single team since I've saw that video. I've shown that to every single team that I've been a part of. I've shown it multiple times. Here's something that I like to do, and I've done this with a couple of teams now. I like to do personal development with my team. And so as a part of, in addition to, let's say, process training and technical training and sales training and service training, all this other stuff, I like to put personal development in there. So I've actually done, like, have you read the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
So in that book, there's like PDFs you can print out where I would go and we would work on one of the seven habits every couple of weeks. So we'd be like, one of them, for instance, is shoot for the win-win, right? Or one of them is sharpen the saw. And it's like sharpen the saw means like working on your own personal self, and that helps you in yourself. So every couple of weeks we would do that, and it gives everybody more of a sense of like they're building themselves up. And not enough managers understand that if you build the person up, the person then builds your company up, builds the interaction in the house, interaction with the people, interaction with their work. They become better people. By better people, they become better employees. By become better employees, you have a better company.
Yeah. It's all connected.
Yeah, but we don't but there's too many like really poor leaders out there that actually don't spend the time to do that, and people kind of become like recyclable, right? And then they so. But here's a little.
Now this is kind of controversial. It might be off topic a little bit, but the position that I'm in and the positions that you've moved from being on the field to now being a leader to growing the team of tradesmen, are we blue collar still?
Yeah, you're still you'll always be blue collar. I thought about that today.
Yeah, are we blue collar still? Because there's a lot of controversy online. Like, hey, you run a business. Oh, he's not blue collar. Look at his hands. He's not out there working every single day. There's a lot of these 1 and 2 man shows that are like, well, that guy, he just runs a team. He doesn't do the work. He's not blue collar anymore. And it's like, are we blue collar? Now I'm just in a different role. I'm running a blue collar business. I can go back on the trade whenever I need to.
Like, here's the question, right? Does it actually matter?
No, it doesn't. I know. It's just like bullshit.
Yeah, but you're also, in a very influential position. You're also very influential as a person. You have your own personal brand and everything else. Yeah. And that brand is a blue collar trade. And so now that you are not necessarily in the field, it's like people are like commenting on you got what, 30,000, 50,000 followers, whatever it is. It can work against you, right? Because people are like, oh, this guy's not blue collar anymore. You know what I'd tell them? Tell them to go fly a kite.
Yeah, I mean, as much as you could say like I don't care about people's opinions, there's a little part of you that does care. You know what I mean? You'll always care a little bit, and like, one of the people I sponsor that sponsor me and like that always give me stuff is Troll Clo, and it's blue collar clothing, right? So I'm wearing blue collar clothing all the time. I'm wearing a Troll Clo shirt right now, but like, am I blue? This guy's not blue collar. This that it's frustrating, right?
Woodfloor Chuck says, personally, I don't think it's a problem to be not on the blue collar side of the business.
That's like a backhanded compliment.
Yeah. Hey, I got a couple more questions for you. I want to get to a story that you have. I want to give a big shout out. I have, and I want to say this to you guys. I have this sponsor, and guys, if you are like running a business and you need help picking up the phones in any sort of way, or like following up on estimates, this company is insane. Okay. And they have virtual employees. They can design them for you. Whatever you need help with, they will design an employee for your company that's literally a virtual employee that's completely AI. That is like insane. In fact, there's a phone number you can actually call, and like you can try to trick it and you cannot trick it. It's insane. Her name's Chloe. I can give anybody the phone number that wants it. But anyway, they're called My Method AI.
We have a few like that over here too. They're great. I was actually talking with someone today about AI and different things that it can do for your business and how amazing it's actually making things extremely easy.
So there is a plumbing company right now that sells plumbing equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not finalized yet. It's like a major company, and they're adopting this. And even with all the big guys out there that are doing this, like this, because this is a very boutique company that does this. Dude, the guy used to be on the Department of Defense. Like he's insane. Yeah. Anyway, so I was in this house.
Oh God!
You thought you were gonna escape it. You were not going to escape it.
All right. So I was in this house, and I walked in, and we do a lot of work into Brampton, and we walk in, and their toilet was clogged, and the side wall next to the toilet had brown fingerprints all over the walls because they were wiping their fingerprints on the walls, and their bathtub was full of urine and poop as well. What would you do in that situation?
Oh, leave, man.
Yeah. We left. Definitely left. So I know you're an HVAC guy, so you don't deal with stuff like that, but like it's
sure we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Don't forget like the crossover between like companies that I have worked in, like HVAC and plumbing go hand in hand. I'm from the Northeast. You can't do HVAC without doing plumbing. Because half the systems are hydronic, so we there's so much crossover. In my day, I've worked with more boilers and water heaters than like anybody in HVAC. Like it's just a necessary when you work in such an old area of the country. I'm in Texas now. But I was in the Northeast for the vast majority of my life.
I was gonna say you were like, oh, Northeast, and I remember we had the conversation at HVAC Tactical, and then I was like, wait, you're in Texas? There's no hydronics in Texas. Like, they don't even know what hydronics is in Texas, bro.
They have them here. It's just so rare, though.
Yeah.
What is one experience? I ask this on every episode.
Yeah.
What is one experience that you have had that was so profound that it lives with you, that wherever you go, you think about this experience? And this could be with a customer. This could be in some sort of building. It could be somebody you met, along the way. It could be somebody you managed. But yeah.
I wish I had, like, I'll think of one that's a little bit better than this, but there's one saying from a manager that I had when I used to work for New Era, and I was in sales and marketing. And I was a manager, and he said, plan your work your plan. And that stuck with me for so long because I'm a list guy because of that. I have to write everything down like you do. You know what I mean? It needs a list. So plan your work your plan is definitely something that really like stuck with me. And that's all I can think of right now, but I'll try and think of something else.
Yeah, but that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing that stays with me from managing people. I gave this guy a shot, and we hadn't talked in like the last 2 years, and he left the company, and then he said he couldn't find me on social media, which was weird. He must not have been looking because I'm pretty much everywhere you go. But he found me on TikTok. I don't know. And he found me on TikTok. And he wrote me this letter, like this message on TikTok. And it was amazing. Like I went through there and I was, all the pressure and the stress and the strain and the toll that being in leadership takes on you. Sometimes you need a win, right? And so it was really good to hear from this guy, and how thankful he was that I gave him that shot, because now he's running a company in another state, and I really it makes you feel kind of special that you affected somebody's life. He's like, I'm married now, I'm swimming along here, and he's in his 30s, but maybe upper 20s.
That I get that on social media a bit. I like quite a bit, like people messaging me and like things that I've posted or things that I've said that like help them push forward. And I think those are, we get a lot of haters online as well, but I think for every 30 haters, you get one good one like that, and it keeps you motivated to keep doing what you're doing. I had a district manager, so like back before I'd gotten to the trades, her name was Eleanor Lynch, and she was like top of the top, and she came in and she asked me a little backstory. I grew up with like a bunch of learning disabilities, this and that. I had teachers always tell me that I was not going to do anything in life. Like I always just thought I was stupid. And she sat down with me and she goes, Adam, do you think you're smart? And I looked at her and I was like, oh, no, not at all. I think I just work hard. And she looked me dead in the eyes and told me that she was like, don't ever say that you're not smart. She's like, you are one of the best managers I've ever had and had the pleasure of learning, like teaching. And that really got me through to the point that when I got to the position that I am now, I found her on LinkedIn and I wrote her a message, the same kind of message that you said, being like, that soul conversation pushed me to be who I am right now, because I never thought I was smart enough to do any of this stuff. And now my life is like, everything I do is out of spite to show everyone that I could do more than what everybody thought I was going to be able to do. You know what I mean? And like, that's big. Like that. Yeah.
So have you ever seen any of the clips from School of Hard Knocks?
Yeah. Yeah.
My son came home the other day and he was upset just about some things. He's 16. He was kind of stressing out about some things, and he was talking, and he started talking pretty dangerously about not like harm or anything like that, but just like mindset dangerous about like, oh, this freaking system is rigged against you kind of thing. And, if, all these people that have, the money, they're the ones that make it, and blah, 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 blah. And, cause he's like trying to figure out what he's going to do with his life. He kind of knows, he kind of doesn't want to know. It doesn't know. And I told him, I found these clips, and every single time I've seen them, I can't remember one clip from the School of Hard Knocks when he asks, did you grow up with money? He's okay. So for those of you who don't know who School of Hard Knocks is, this guy has created a channel with like 8 million followers, and he does these street interviews that are like super fast, and he's created an entire ecosystem around asking people how they got rich. And so he walks up to them and he goes, excuse me, sir, how did you get rich? And he has a 1-minute conversation. And so every single time he's interviewed, almost every single one that's like a billionaire, they'll say, he's like, did you come from money? And they'll say, no. One guy was like, no. In fact, my dad was homeless when I was in high school. Like, so anybody that thinks that you need to come from money in order to make money, or you need to be the smartest person, half of the millionaires that he interviews, Adam, like you're saying, you have learning disabilities, they would have had learning disabilities. They would have seen things that way. They would have been considered dropouts and flunkies and all this other stuff. And the wealthiest people that I know are all working in the trades. And the wealthiest people that I know are people that probably barely graduated high school. So
I had a kid come up to me on a service call. Like, you have me now spitballing all this stuff. I had a kid come up to me, and his mom was there, and I was trying to help her with, like, there's a clogged sink or something, one of his service calls. And he was like in my face, and he had a Rubik's Cube, and he was feeling the Rubik's Cube and like doing this, but also having a conversation with me. And I looked at her and I was like, he's got ADHD, doesn't he? And she was like, he just got diagnosed this week. And I remember looking at the kid and telling him, I'm like, you got a superpower, you know that? And he's like, what? And I'm like, how long did it take you to figure out that Rubik's Cube? He's like, a few hours. And I was like, that's because you can hyper focus on stuff. Just because you have ADHD doesn't mean you're stupid. It means you have a superpower, and you're going to do huge things in life. Because I truly believe that. You know what I mean? How many people do you know that have ADHD that are like crazy focused and can be, they get through anything? It's nuts.
I actually, so they call it like a neurodivergence, right? And it really just means that you think differently. One thing I'll say is that I have known people in, that even influencers and people who are constantly in front of the camera and stuff like that. I've met a lot of these people, and I've met like these super, like, there's not one person that's successful that I have met that you would consider to be a weird, like, not a weird person. Like, all of them are weird, including myself, dude.
Yeah, straight up.
Including myself. I literally, I have to now, I realized I go back because I have to like disclaimer, like, people that work with me. I literally have been answering people with like questions recently and going, hey, dude, I'm just weird, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just like, I don't think the way people think. I don't like, I can't, like, I don't work the same way. I like me when I'm the most productive, I have to be like in my own little world. And I'm not talking about like on a job. I'm talking about like when I'm doing other things, like strategizing. Like, dude, I need to like be out on a walk or like in the yard, or like, I think the best ideas come when you're like, I don't know, you're literally like, I'm trimming the hedges or something like that, right?
Yeah. It's crazy. It's why. So sorry. Someone in TikTok, because I know our TikTok chat's out of there. Someone in TikTok said, "Until you stop washing your hands before you take a pee, you're blue collar." Until you stop washing your hands before you take a pee, you're a blue collar. Oh man,
dude, that's Trey. That's Trey. Trey's an incredible service technician in HVAC. What's weird about this is there's all these people in TikTok, and they can't hear you. They can only hear me. So
really?
Yeah, it's like really weird. And I'm like, I just wrote a note in there like, hey, for like a better viewing experience,
come over here. Yeah.
Well, because I couldn't invite you to the. It wouldn't let me invite you. Yeah.
Oh, weird. He says he has ADHD. It's funny because my cousin was the one that first started Orella Group, and he sold it to the other owner, Scott. And my cousin found out he was autistic because everybody used to call him the autistic because he was a machine, like insane. And he has 3 kids, and 2 of his kids are diagnosed with autism. And it's a 90% chance that it comes from the father when 2 or more kids have autism. And he is like, autism and ADHD are so freaking similar, and we get along so well. It's crazy, but he's just the smartest dude. The guy built this business, sold it. Now he does day trading in the morning. He moved to Morocco and just day trades for 10 minutes in the morning, and then that's it. Like, that's all he does. That's really, he makes enough money on that. Like, he's just like, he's a whiz, dude. It's crazy. It's nuts.
I think for people like that, for instance, especially when they can like trade large amounts of money, there's this lack of fear.
Yeah.
There's a lack of fear. So
and
they
empathy.
can
like there's that too.
No, it's
crazy.
No, that's actually that's really true. Like a lack of fear, kind of a lack of empathy. Borderline, I mean, I hate to say it, but like a lot of like heavy leaders are like borderline sociopathological, not necessarily in a bad way where they're going to murder people, but they're just sort of unfeeling. I think if you polled most CEOs in the world, most of them would pop up on some sort of sociopathological, spectrum. There's no way that you can order the termination of 17,000 employees at a time, with having, being very high in emotion. You can't do it. And actually, and we didn't touch on that. And I think we're going to sort of like, we'll segue out on this note, which is tough decisions. Being a leader means you have to make tough decisions. And I took a seminar back in the day, Adam, that was with Jim Collins. Do you know who this is?
No.
Jim Collins wrote a book called Good to Great, and it's one of the most quintessential business books ever written. And he studied all these businesses for years around the country. He guy's like a Stanford guy, and he wanted to figure out what made a business the best that it could be, right? Like, what makes a great business? What is it, right?
Yeah.
And what he came up with was, and I'll let you guys read the book, but essentially they did a few things better than anybody else. That was like their thing. And they also had what was called a level 5 leader, and I'll let you guys look up what that is. And the leader, basically had to make the determination, Adam, that like it's like you have a bus. Your company is your bus, and you have to drive your bus a certain way, and you have to make sure that on the bus all the right people are on all the right seats, or the bus can't go anywhere. Right?
Dude, I've heard this. Where the hell did I hear this? I literally just heard this week. It's crazy.
So you go, and you put the right people in the right spots on the bus, and you have to ask your team, are they on the bus or are they off the bus? And sometimes that bus is hard to drive. It's like, hey, this is the direction that we're going. You have to be on the bus. If you're not, it's okay for you not to want to be on the bus. But if you're going to make impactful changes, and sometimes there's a book, everybody should read it. It's called Who Moved My Cheese? And it's about like doing the same thing over and over and over again, right? And it's like, hey, we've been successful doing this. We've been successful doing this. We've been successful doing this. And then like, you're like, wait a minute. Who moved my cheese? It's about this mouse that gets really fat because the cheese is always there. And it's like, well, where'd the cheese go? Well, they moved the cheese. Now you got to move, right? So anyway.
So that analogy, I was sitting with Sean. He's our director of operations, and he brought up that analogy, and he's talking about you can have everybody on the bus, but everybody is in the right seat on the bus.
Right.
And that are, and you have to get the right people in the right seat on the bus. Dude, I just heard this analogy this week. I think it was Monday, which is so crazy. So yeah, I've already written it down because I need to write everything down, but I'm definitely going to look up the book, Good to Great. That's going to be my next one.
Great conversation. And I would welcome anybody that listens to this after the fact, watches it, listens to it, whatever it is. Dude, I put this out. I put every once in a while, I put an episode out on LinkedIn if it's like applicable, like content. Yeah. And I never even check on it. I just let it sit there, and I go back to LinkedIn sometimes, like on episodes like this, and I have hundreds of watches, and I'm like, who is watching this on LinkedIn?
It's crazy. Leadership. This one might hit on LinkedIn because it's such a business-based app. Like, I need to be better at posting on LinkedIn for the position that I'm in. But it's such a boring app. Like I don't, it's so hard to get used to. And we're on so many apps, dude. Like there's so many apps you have to post on. It's so frustrating.
Well, I'm not active at all on Snapchat at all. So
no, me either.
No. But so, yes. And part of the issue is the way that Facebook does it now, where you can't tie your Instagram and your Facebook together. You can only tie one Facebook account to as many you can't tie, like I can't tie my podcast page together and then just my personal page together and just my other pages together. You have to link just one Facebook page attached to all your Instagram accounts. But I have a podcast page on Facebook. So I have to make a post on my Facebook page that goes to my Instagram page, but it doesn't go to my personal Instagram page. It goes to my podcast page. And then I have to reshare. Then I have to go back onto my personal podcast page on Facebook and share it there. So it's the way that the crossing works is just like, it's nonsense.
It's crazy.
And I don't know where anybody's going to see it.
This is a great conversation, though. I'd be so down to do something else because I feel like this is for a podcast. This just rolled very smoothly. The conversation just rolled. I can't believe it's been an hour. That's crazy.
Well, it's good. It's good content. We ended on making tough decisions. But what I was going to say was, as we wind down here and we're gonna head out. What I was going to say was. Anybody that wants to challenge me or challenge Adam on anything that's said today, because this is just the opinion of two blokes. Yeah. Two blokes, right? If anybody wants to challenge anything or add anything, I welcome it. I love to have discourse and I love to have conversations and I love to learn new things. So if you heard something that you thought was, good, great, let us know. Let me know. If not, let me know also. I want to know. I want to know if you feel like I'm saying stuff that you don't quite doesn't jive with you. So, I don't really have, I love this conversation. It's been really good. Plug what you're doing. Where do people find you? How do they get in touch with you?
So Instagram's my main one. It's Gordonbot Plumbing. I do a second one in Gordonbot Fitness. That's just my fitness stuff. I'm just really getting into it. I heard that you're really into fitness right now too, or you have been for a while.
I have been. I broke my ribs. It's been a while since I've been able to lift, but I'm a lifter. I've been lifting for years, dude.
Yeah. And then, Gordonbot Plumbing, man, it's across all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I try and post as much as I can. I really rep Milwaukee. I do post some DeWalt stuff as well. And Trollco. So
you post for both?
Yeah.
They allow that?
I'm a brand ambassador. I'm a brand ambassador in Canada for Milwaukee. I am a brand ambassador for Milwaukee, but DeWalt does send me things, and I do post for DeWalt as well. And Milwaukee knows about it.
Wow, that's nonsense that they allow that. I've actually had this conversation now where people are like, I had a CRM that has like an AI entwined in it that I had to kind of like turn down, or just anyway, like it's weird because you can't have a sponsor and then have another sponsor that does the same thing. It's just not, you can't do it.
Well, you have to think like Milwaukee doesn't pay me; they just send me tools.
Oh yeah, no.
So if they understand, Milwaukee doesn't pay anyone. They understand if you're not paying someone, no one's signing a contract that says you can't promote other tools, right?
Yeah.
So it's allowed. I mean, you go from there.
Do you speak Spanish? What is this? HVC blogger wrote in the chat, Que viva los Doyers. I have no idea what that means. Oh, I think he's saying French. Oh, I think it's Dodgers. Oh,
LA Dodgers.
I think it's long live the Dodgers. Oh my God.
Oh God. Yeah, Canada's taking a hit. Canada's taking a hit. We lost. The Blue Jays lost to Game 7. Our Olympic team lost the gold. Our ladies team lost the gold. Our Leafs suck.
You guys are slipping. You guys
McDavid lost in 7. McDavid lost in 7 in the Stanley Cup.
Just think, if you guys were a part of America, you would have won. You would have had the gold.
Yeah, you guys would have tapped 9 more. We'd have 13, and then Russia wouldn't be our rival. Do you know that Russia has 9 and we have 9? They're actually our rival, which is crazy.
Yeah, I've heard that. It's pretty wild. I gotta say, watching that game was nuts. And so, like, you want to talk about like longevity of a family that, like, teaching your children how to do something, bro. Brock Nelson's father was on the 1980 Olympics team.
Yeah.
Brock Nelson's grandfather was on the 1960 Olympics team. 3 generations of Nelsons.
Yeah.
Okay, Brock Nelson, I don't know who he plays for now, but he used to play for the Islanders. But that's a father, a son, and a grandson that all have gold medals in the Olympics for hockey. And there's only 3 of them. 3 times.
Yeah, and they were all on the team. That was insane.
That is.
Did you know
wild.
that the Hughes brothers developed their hockey skill in Toronto? The Hughes brothers lived in Toronto all through their minor hockey league, and they learned. So the guy who scored for you
Jack
guys
Hughes.
to win the gold is Canadian.
He's not Canadian. They're American. Yeah. They moved.
He's
to
a dual citizen. He's a dual citizen, and
but he played for America. And you know what the coolest thing about that was? There's a viral video going around with Jack Hughes in it when he was one of the youngest players drafted, and he was drafted by the Toronto Maple. Was it Maple Leafs? Jersey Devils.
Yeah.
And I guess he grew up a Yankee fan because he's all decked out in Yankee gear after he got drafted. And Jersey to New York, I mean, it's like 2 minutes. Yeah. So he's at the 2019 where Toronto was playing the New York Yankees. And there's a picture of him. He's 18 years old in 2019. And he's there, and I'm a massive Yankee fan, so for me it was like very exciting to see the Olympic gold winner sporting the Yankee hat at Yankee Stadium after he got drafted, and then he wins the gold. Wild, but congratulations!
They're fantastic hockey players. They're fantastic hockey players. The Hughes brothers, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
That was probably the best hockey game I've watched in a very long time. It was so fast, and the skill was absolutely insane. Like it was like nail biting. Yeah.
I can't even understand the amount of skill that these guys have. It like blows my mind. Just like, dude, getting onto the ice and just skating in general is nuts. And then what these guys
I've
do
done it since I was 2. So like for me, I'm like, yeah, like I've skated my whole life. So,
you're born with a pair of hockey skates on your feet, right? So.
But then again, I'll go watch a review of me playing, thinking I'm skating so fast, and I'll watch. We have a thing called Live Barn, and all the arenas you can connect to it, so you can see your games. So I'll go on there and be like, "Man, that was a fast hockey game," and it looks like we look like turtles on the ice, like skating.
Yeah, it's not even close.
No.
It was a very fast game. It was a very good game, and I give it up to it was almost a coin flip. It's just It's just what happened, but the better team prevailed, and that's what happened. So,
no, the better team didn't prevail, but
everybody. But I'll tell you, was it the Guadro brothers, and then when they had the baby come out, and they
my gosh, that was
dude, I almost cried. Yeah,
that was probably the best thing they did for sure.
Dude,
like,
he got killed in they got killed in Jersey. And which is actually really Philadelphia. It's like right outside of Philadelphia where they were. And there's this like section of Jersey that's like right near Philly. We don't own it. Like us, like the Jerseyans don't really own it. It's even though it's legally in the state of New Jersey, it belongs to the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah. And or the Flyers, if you will. But it was sad. It was super, super sad. And the fact that they both died on the same day, a day before their sister's wedding. My God. You want to talk about a heart-wrenching story.
Yeah,
terrible way to
honestly, them coming out and bringing out the jersey and seeing his parents in the stands and bringing the kids out for the picture, like that is like, that's the epitome of hockey, man. Like that was the most hockey moment I've ever seen, because it's like that's what it's all about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
dude, awesome conversation. I can't wait to have you back. We're gonna put a panel together. I have a million guests coming on this week, guys. Later on this week, I actually have a world-renowned service and sales trainer. He's been around since like the 1800s. He owns Service MVP. His name is Joe Crisera. He's fantastic. He's incredible. He's the famous guy that his tagline is, well, what should we do? That's his like thing. What should we do? I'm going to have him on the show on Thursday. So I'm doing 2 shows this week, which is nonsense, but I've just been so busy. I have to catch up on this stuff. Check out some audios that are out. Great conversations, guys. Keep reaching out to me. Keep sending me your stories. I keep sending me the stories. Keep sending me stuff. Keep tagging and posting and liking and sharing. And please hit the like button on YouTube and all the other platforms. Adam, I appreciate you, dude. Guys, awesome. And I will see you on Thursday.